for today's cup of coffee, I tried to fly solo, but got a late night recording, and it's like I was floundering.
This is apparently take 3.
It is take 3, and it's like I was trying to give Kid the night off, and so I had to holler through there and go, I'm floundering horribly. So I wonder if I could have you declared as one of those comfort pets or whatever when you go in the store. Is that what it is, a security pet? What do they call them? Aren't they comfort animals or something? I don't know. It's just an excuse for people to bring their pets.
I don't remember what they're called.
It's a comfort possum. We need to have a comfort possum. Anyhow, this is from Daily Mail and is by Josh Boswell, December 29th of 2022. And we've had other things that were a little more time sensitive, so I've, sort of sat on this one for a while. Because it wasn't time sensitive. And the government's UFO office has been ordered to reinvestigate an alleged 1945 crash of a strange object in New Mexico dubbed the Roswell before Roswell.
The Roswell before what? Roswell?
Yes.
Oh.
And a new military spending bill signed into law by Biden was specifically amended to incorporate the intriguing case into a historic review of UFO incidents to be conducted by the Department of Defense. Jacques Vallée, a former contractor for the government's UFO office and the co-author of a book on the 1945 case, gave an exclusive interview to DailyMail.com about it. I almost forgot the .com. Vallée, a renowned scientist and UFO investigator, was the inspiration for the French scientist character in Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe I did.
I think you did. It's one of those that needs to be viewed ever so often.
Once in a blue moon.
Well, no, I think a little more often than that. It'll inspire you to sculpt in food substances again. Yes. And in his interview, he described the alleged August the 1945 crash of an avocado-shaped craft on the edge of an atomic bomb testing site near San Antonio, New Mexico, about 100 miles from the infamous Roswell crash 2 years later.
Aliens.
Avocados. Maybe avocados.
Avocado aliens?
Yeah. Maybe that's the reason that they have such a short lifespan.
It's because they're alien
They're
eggs.
not from this world.
They're alien eggs. That's why.
They really could be. You may be onto something. And it says that the National Defense Authorization Act, which passed Congress in December, includes a section requiring the Department of Defense's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Whoever names these things needs a good bitch slap. To review and prepare a report on all previous government investigations of UFOs dating back to 1945. The bill's text previously only went back to 1947, but a late amendment changed it to 45. And Vallée had told DailyMail.com, quote, I was not involved in the drafting of the legislation, but several of my D.C. friends were, and they got the date of the investigation pushed back to 1945. Several of the congressmen involved have the book that Paola Harris and I wrote about our research at the alleged crash site called Trinity, end quote. So, it always helps to have friends in high places.
Yeah.
We have friends in low places. So,
love that.
Don't you though? But they're our people. It's our people. I
don't say love that in a bad way.
Oh, but our friends in low places, they're real. Yeah. They're not pretentious. Vallée, an Italian UFO journalist, let's put it that way. Trinity, the best kept secret, was re-released in 2022 with new information and is mainly based around testimony of 3 witnesses, a B-52 bomber pilot and 2 young sons of a rancher on whose land the UFO supposedly crashed. The two researchers interviewed the family of Lieutenant Colonel William Brothy, who said that he revealed in the years after the incident that he was sent out to survey the crash site on August the 16th, 1945. And Valet had stated, quote, "The first witness was a bomber pilot who was coming in for a landing at the Alamo Gordo." That means the Fat Alamo. I don't know why they would name it that.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
That doesn't sound appealing.
He was asked by the controllers to look at a communication tower that had lost signal. He told the story to his family, and then his son gave the recollection of what his father had described. Flying over, he saw the tower was bent as if it had been hit by something very hard. And then he saw in the vegetation some distance away a large egg-shaped object. And there were two little kids that he called little Indians on their horses next to the object, end quote. Valet says that those two kids were Jose Padilla, 9 years old, and Remy Baca, who was 7. Padilla, now 86, became a highway patrol officer for 32 years, and Baca, who died in 2013, became a Marine and later a senior staffer for Washington Governor Dixie Lee Ray. So these children, they went on to do something with their lives.
Yeah.
They kept their story secret for more than 50 years, at last deciding to come forward in 2003 in an interview with a journalist in their hometown. In interviews with Valet and Harris decades after the crash, they described stumbling across the wreckage of a craft while looking for a lost cow on Padilla's father's ranch by the Rio Grande on August the 16th of 1945. Damn. You can find lots of things while looking for a cow.
Yeah.
And
follow that cow.
Baca said in one interview, quote, "We heard this sound and the ground shook. We saw smoke coming from maybe a couple of canyons down, and we worked our way down the ridge. There was a gouge in the earth as long as a football field and a circular object at the end of it. It was the color of an old pot my mother was always trying to shine up, a dull metallic color," end quote. I love that sentence. That was a wonderful sentence. And Baca had said that he could feel the heat from the crash through the soles of his shoes, and said that he picked up a piece of foil-like metal that sprung back to its original shape when folded. And he stated, quote, "Strange-looking creatures were moving around inside. They looked under stress." They had just wrecked. I guess they were under stress.
Yeah.
And alien, they're sitting there going, "Dad's going to kill me. I've wrecked the vehicle."
Right.
It says they moved fast as if they were able to wheel themselves from one position to another in an instant. They were shadowy and expressionless, but definitely living beings. They had big, bulgy eyes, 4 foot tall, and they were real thin, needle-thin arms. Their heads looked like that of a praying mantis. They seemed like us, children, not dangerous, but we were scared and exhausted, end quote. So yeah, if you say something that got a praying mantis type head, that's going to be disturbing.
Damn.
Yeah. And the boys fled home on their horses and told Padilla's father what they had seen. Faustino Padilla told them it probably belonged to the army and to ignore it. But they persuaded him to check out the site 2 days later with state policeman Eddie Apodaca. Apodaca. I think it was serious. I have heard of him. I have read his story. Apodaca. I'm going to quit right there. Eddie, state policeman Eddie. Baca and Padilla said that the craft was still there, but the debris was gone. The object covered with dirt, and the ground appeared to have been raked. The next day, an Army sergeant named Avila showed up at the ranch, asking Faustino if they could cut out his fence, put in a gate, and grade a road to the crash site for a tractor trailer. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. And Baca remembered the sergeant saying, quote, We have one of our experimental weather balloons that inadvertently fell on your property, end quote.
Love that.
Yes, that's the stock answer for anything.
Yeah.
Over the following week, the two boys snuck out to the site and used binoculars to spy on a unit of Army officers who stood guard, loaded the 25 by 14 foot, roughly 5-ton avocado-shaped object onto a flatbed truck and covered it with blue tarpaulins.
You avocado-looking ass.
There was no sign of the creatures that they claimed they saw on the 16th. On the last day, the boys plucked up the courage to sneak up and peek under the tarp while the young bored soldiers were at lunch. They got a little creative with the writing on this.
Yeah.
Baca told Harris, quote, Jose said, I think they're going to take it out tonight. And I said, yeah, how about a souvenir? So Jose pulls part of the tarp off, exposing the gash on the side of the craft while I hold the tarp open. And Jose climbs inside the gash, end quote. Only kids would be that brave to do something like that.
Yeah.
They described ridges inside every few feet, silvery colored strands like angel hair decorations, and a 2.5-foot metal panel attached to the rear wall with pins. Baca stated, quote, no seats or anything. It must have been cleaned out, or maybe there weren't any. Couldn't see any instruments like gauges, clocks, steering wheel, brake pedals, nothing like that, end quote. The kids grabbed a crowbar from the tractor, used it to rip the large panel off the wall, and scurried off. They said they hid the metal under the floorboards of a nearby building and kept quiet about the case, fearing retribution by the Army against their families, especially after officers came to search Faustino's house. Baca and Padilla eventually moved away and lost contact until 2002, when Baca reconnected with his old friend via a genealogy search. It was then they decided to tell their story. In 2015, Valet had a I knew it. He had a special analysis because it's too damn late in the evening.
Too damn.
A spectroscopy. See, I told you.
The
I
fuck is that?
It's something that I just fucking made up on the fly. He had it performed on the metal panel.
Use English, ass monkey. These big ass words. These are above my pay grade to understand as a human.
That's why I flubbed it horribly. Anyhow, they had this thing analyzed, and it said that it was actually just mundane and of man-made origin. They claimed that the metal was aluminum, primarily alloyed to copper and silicone, and that was reported by Frontier Analysis, and this was a mix of metals used for engine crankcases, gas and oil tanks, engine oil pans, typewriter frames, and engine parts. And the isotopic ratios for the metals in the panel were within the range found on Earth. The foil-like metal that Baca claimed he picked up has been lost after he allegedly used it to fix a leaking pipe on the ranch as a boy.
Huh.
Yes, I have UFO part, but we've got a leak, so here you go.
Yeah.
And he wrote in his book, quote, we have yet to ask what an ordinary human fragment of some low-tech aluminum gadget was doing aboard a fantastic craft dropped from the sky in the middle of a storm, shattering the Marconi Tower of the White Sands Missile Range as its crew of diminutive insectoids skidded weirdly through the cabin. You can't nail an aluminum bracket to the interior wall of a weather balloon, no matter how sophisticated. Every 9-year-old kid in New Mexico knows that, end quote. That's a hell of a sentence to try to read at this late at night.
Was there even a comma in that?
Not much. Valet.
Damn, they need to put an apostrophe, a comma, something.
Valet, who worked as a contractor.
What the fuck was that? A semicolon?
Yes, semicolons are great. Valet, who worked as a contractor at the Advanced Aerospace Weapon System Applications Program. told DailyMail.com he is hopeful that a review of the Trinity alleged crash by the new UFO office will turn up further evidence. He said, quote, "It will reopen the research on a more historically accurate and significant timescale," end quote.
The hell you say?
Valet believes he knows where AARO investigators should go looking, the Department of Energy.
Because y'all already killed the other people.
Valet stated, quote, "Remy Baca assisted Dixie Lee Ray in winning the election as governor of Washington in 1976. She had been chair of the Atomic Energy Commission 1973 to 1975. She showed Remy, where he was helping her in the campaign, a record of the recovery of the craft. It was secret. She did not leave it with him. But she indicated that there was a record in the files of the Atomic Energy Commission," end quote. Somebody knows something about something that somebody else once knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the government. It says the new defense...
That's why the government is not our friends.
No, they never have been our friends. The new defense budget legislation signed into law includes a whistleblower program for reporting deep black UFO programs to Congress. An amendment to the 2023 National Defense Authorization Act gives protections to any whistleblowers coming forward to Congress in classified briefings to disclose any previously hidden programs on unidentified anomalous phenomena involving material retrieval, material analysis, and even reverse engineering and developmental or operational testing.
Huh.
Well, God love him, poor little Bob Lazar could have used that law right there, couldn't he?
Yeah.
The former UFO office director, Louis Elizondo, now he's pretty cool. I don't know whether he is controlled opposition or what,
He may be.
but he's interesting to listen to. And he stated to DailyMail.com, quote, "This language is truly revolutionary in terms of ensuring the American people can finally get to the bottom of a decades-old mystery," end quote. Bullshit. Anyhow. Former deputy...
Why do you say that?
Because they're not going to truly tell the American people nothing. I mean, they're not going to tell us anything. The only way that the people find out what is going on is usually by accident. That's something,
Well, people are going to find out the truth one way or another.
Well, it says former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence. Well, hell, after reading all this government shit, it would confuse anybody.
Yeah.
For Intelligence, Christopher Mellon added that the new laws mean AARO is no longer a toothless organization and now has personnel,
They got no
authority,
teeth?
resources, and strong support from Congress.
Y'all need dentures? A partial?
Yeah, really. Well, there were several of them in Congress that could have used that. Another NDAA amendment requires
What about Invisalign?
the UFO office to compile a written report detailing the historical record of the United States government relating to unidentified anomalous phenomena going back to January the 1st of 1945. The review will include successful or unsuccessful efforts to identify and track unidentified anomalous phenomena and any efforts to obfuscate.
What?
Obfuscate. I always had problems with that one too. Manipulate public opinion, hide or otherwise provide incorrect, unclassified, or classified information. Now, obfuscate. It's one of those words I don't use that because I can't fucking pronounce it. That's
Okay.
all that the government does. And even on this, it sounds good on paper. And it all sounds good on paper. And I do like Jacques Vallée. I've heard him speak many times over the years. Mm-hmm. And he is very dedicated to finding the truth. But now, as far as that, or he may just be another fabulous actor.
Right.
We've got a lot of them.
Yeah. There's many.
Politics, a lot of them, most of them are actors.
Yes.
It's not just the one that answered the cattle call. do I believe that these people, when they were kids that saw the crashed avocado, yeah, I'm sure that they probably did see a crashed avocado. But even then, it's like, we know it wasn't a damn weather balloon.
Or some alien lost one of its balls.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the avocado.
Because the avocado, that translated to, like, testicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because an avocado, it's the testicle, the fruit.
Yes. Yes, it is. But that's okay. But I believe that you've had a lot of public outcry for, the UFOs and investigations, but a lot of the people, like the witnesses of some of these things, were not allowed to speak with some of these recent hearings. Some of the material that they released from that was just bullshit, because it always is.
Yeah.
I mean, you get redacted paper that says "and of" and "the."
Yeah.
And they're not going to tell people the truth.
No.
How much of it is truly from outside of this planet? How much is it from, weaponry that's various and sundry countries here? We have no clue.
Nope.
No.
I have absolutely no idea.
Because the reptilians are running the damn show at this point.
Yeah. Truly.
I appreciate you joining me and rescuing me, because I was floundering so hard.
You're welcome.
It's fine. As our viewers,
no problem.
As our viewers can tell, the fact that it's like, oh my God, she can't speak. And it's late in the evening, and I've been taking homeopathics to try to ward off cold most of the day. I don't know whether I've been successful or not, but we'll try to record earlier in the evening tomorrow. We had company late, and that was sort of what threw us behind.
Yeah.
So, any final? Nothing.
No,
you got
good.
nothing. You got nothing.
I'm snoozing.
You're snoozing over there on the stool. That's all right. You were my security pet, and I appreciate you. If you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural,
but let me make sure. Let me make sure I'm not snoozing because you because of the video. I'm not snoozing because of the video.
I didn't even think about it. I'm
just saying, because at some point you're going to be like, was that because of that reason? And I'm going to be like, no. And you're going to be like, it wasn't it? It's, I'm going to be like, no.
No, this was just basically news report.
Yes.
But it's because that it was kind of lengthy, and it's late at night.
I got ADHD. And I had a migraine.
Yeah, you do have a migraine.
And those wipe me out.
Yeah, I know they do. But he was still kind enough to come and sit with the mama who was floundering.
I'm fine with
because
that.
she trying to take. I refuse the cold. I ain't got time for it.
Well,
yeah.
Personally, I would rather you rest.
Well,
But
if it snows, then maybe I can have a couple of days off. But if it don't snow, it's just like, it is what it is. We do what we can do. Anyhow, again, if you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters, UFOs, aliens, cryptids, homeopathics, that's some good stuff right there. It really is. That Oscilla, whatever. Yeah. You can look it up.
You could do just a clip show.
Huh?
You could do just a clip show.
What is that? What do you mean?
Like, at random points, you're like, I just want, just like a random, just like a clip of this. Let me just pull out the camera. Let me record this moment of life.
I am confused enough as it is, and so are our viewers/listeners. That is not going to help anybody. It's going to further confuse. We're not trying to confuse. Anyhow, if you've had any of those experiences...
It's exactly like taking a picture.
Okay. Send us an email. cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And the link for the article will be in the description box.
Clip show.
Some of these things are written in a very convoluted way. And I don't want to sit there and have to rewrite something, especially if it's pages worth.
Yeah.
Because the leses. Now, if somebody wants to pay me big bucks to rewrite it, by God, I will rewrite it and rewrite it well.
The lasers.
Do your thing.
I like the lasers. I like to be lazy.
You like the chocolate milk. Would you do your
I like the
thing that
chocolate
you do?
milk. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all and have a good.
Know that you're loved. Know that the government is full of shit. Our listeners, they already know this. But they may have a normie friend that needs to be reminded.
A normie friend.
They may. Thank you all.
Who's that normie friend?
Everybody's got one. There's one out there somewhere. Everybody knows it. It's just we know that our listeners are not those kind. They already know what's going on. So, know that you're loved, and we'll see you on the next cut.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.